be book, movie, whatever. It could be like whatever.
I'm trying to think of the last one that I was like, this is it. I think The Power of Habit.
Wow, that's a good book. I read that one.
Yeah.
About one of them was like a gambler.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
That was because we gamble a lot.
Right. But it's interesting how it compares, building a habit or an addiction with gambling versus the
Like
guy
a
that was
good
like
habit.
sleepwalking in his sleep.
See, I haven't read
remember-
it. I haven't read it in like a long time.
Yeah.
I remember the gambling part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she kept going back.
Yeah. Like she gambled her house away, Britt.
Huh?
This woman. So like it compares how habit is, and in the book there's this man who gets arrested and tried for murder of his wife, and he was sleepwalking, and they had to prove that he had been sleepwalking, and like in the middle of his sleep he was awoken by some kind of sound and thought it was a burglar. And so the story that he told added up with everything that happened to his wife. So like when he finally came to, he like freaks out and sees his wife there. And so it compares how he got off for murder, but this woman's still in debt and could be arrested because she owes all this money to this casino because she had an addiction, but it was because of the habit of her gambling, just like his habit of sleeping and sleepwalking.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a cool book.
I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brittany, is Marih short for Mariah?
No, it's Mira.
Mira.
Mira. So like
Mira?
it's Hiram backwards. Yeah.
Hiram backwards?
That's her
Hiram
dad's name.
Mira.
Mira.
M-A-R.
I-H. I know. Like mirror, mirror on the wall.
Okay. Mira and Brittany.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not let me mess up y'all's name. Okay. All right. So it's already recorded.
Okay.
But play this.
Just kidding.
We can come on. This is the intro. Shout out to the standouts, C. Hall, A. McCray. They made me this intro right here. So yeah. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Good.
Hello.
So, this is another episode of Catch on the Rebound. I want to thank y'all for being my guest. And Brittany and Mira,
Yes.
did I say it right?
You got it right.
Okay. Y'all are here from Black-owned businesses, DFW. And I want to give y'all this applause as y'all came through. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's Sunday. Did either one of y'all go to church today?
No.
Nobody went to church. I didn't
Nobody
either.
went to church
But
today.
Jesus wept. He did wept. I think he did. Yeah. So, thank y'all for coming out, man. I guess this will be like the second season of Catch on the Rebound. I started it in October last year.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So you guys,
Yay.
yeah. So you
We
like the
made
first.
too.
Yeah. So how y'all feeling today?
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah.
Excited to be here.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Cool. So we was just having a conversation with Tony, and I never really looked at all of this stuff as like business and stuff like that. It was more of like a hobby for me. But now I have to kind of like look at it like it's a business thing. So I appreciate you guys having me as your black business owner. That was pretty cool. So can you guys just kind of tell us about Bob Dfw?
Yeah, so Bob Dfw is basically a business platform connecting consumers to Black-owned businesses and sort of helping Black-owned businesses like go to the next level.
Yeah. And really connecting them with the community around them.
Okay. Right. All right. So, catch you on the rebound. Mental health. So, I'll just tell y'all where my mental state is right now. Let's see. It's July. I leave in October. So, I got like 2.5 months here to spend with my family or do however much I need to do for catch you on the rebound. And I actually had like a bad day. I had like a dark day, kind of like a breakdown a little bit. Like I'm not a father. I'm like an uncle. So, I'm like a father in training. Right. And sometimes like Chloe won't go to school and like I'll have her by myself. And I didn't realize that like I need to plan like a whole day of like different activities, and I was like, so I tried to do it like on the go, and it just was not like.
How old is she?
6.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was 6, and she's supposed to come up here, but she wasn't feeling well today, and it was not happening. Like, what was I trying to? I tried to make like a little obstacle course in the backyard. I try to think of all these like cool activities of like what a kid would enjoy, but for some reason like it just was not happening. And like my sister had to come rescue me, like she always does, man. But yeah, like I guess being 28, not being a father, but I do want to be a father. Like the time that I have with her, which is kind of like my practice, I really like value it. But then like some days I don't know what I'm doing at all. And it kind of like worries me if I'm going to be a father, or like maybe it shouldn't.
I mean, we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know.
We have no idea. We're winging it every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like I had my son first, like my son's 9.
Right.
And I remember like when Asher was younger, you know, whenever Mira was a new mom, she would be like, what am I doing? Like, am I doing wrong? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I was like, I just have to remind you, like, this is the first time you've been the mom of a 3-year-old, you know. Next year will be the first time you've been the mom of a 4-year-old, you know. And the same goes for, like, for every stage. Yeah, it's just every new challenge, like every milestone that they reach, it's a first for everybody. I mean, if it's your first kid.
Right.
And even then, you know, you talk about people that have like multiple kids, and they even say that it's so different for each child. Like each child is so different at different stages.
As to treat them all differently.
Right. Yeah. So if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, that's everybody. That's every parent. Like,
all right. So I need to suck it up.
Yeah. I mean,
basically,
just get used to the feeling of being like, what?
Right. Okay.
That's a lot of.
I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But that's really important to me. And you guys are both mothers.
Yes.
Right. Would you say that's like the greatest thing that's happened to you?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that? Just because you get? For me, is it like I enjoy Chloe like going through kind of similar things that I went through, but like she handles them differently than I did. You know what I mean? That's for me. That's what it was. Just to see her do things that I kind of did as a kid.
Yeah. And it sounds really cliche, but like kids, honestly, they change your whole life. Like they challenge you to be a better person. It makes you sort of like look inward and say like, what am I about to pass on to my kid? You know, like what haven't I fixed about myself? What sort of like soul searching do I need to do before I like pass something on to my child, you know, because like all of your bad habits, all of your, you know, attitudes and stuff like that, they kind of show up in your kid, you know, because they're watching what you do and watching what you're, you know, listening to what you say. And sometimes like my son, because I can be really sarcastic and dry, and sometimes my son will kind of like reflect that back onto me, and I'm like,
he pulled a you on you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like I can't be mad because I'm like, I do that a lot, but at the same time I'm like, okay, like I can't really get onto him that hard because he's just watching what I do. So then that makes me have to take a step back and be like, okay, you know, like watch what you say, don't be so negative about this or that. But yeah, it complete flips your whole world.
It does.
In a good way.
I think like they're like little mirrors, and they kind of reflect back to you. And like she said, they make you look inward. And for me, I've learned so much more about myself being a parent than I knew about myself beforehand. Like, you know, you have this idea going into having a child of like how you're going to react to certain things. Like, I was one of those people that was like, I'm going to do all natural. I'm going to make my own baby food.
No, you're going to go all the way.
I'm going to do,
I did it too.
I'm going to do homemade baby wipes.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to pollute the earth with these diapers. I'm going to do those washable, reusable diapers. I did none of that.
None of it. Damn.
None of it. And I said the same thing. I was like, what's so hard about making my own baby food? Like, it's just blended up food, and they're going to love it. And
what was hard about making baby food?
Because you have everything else. So, like, as a mom, you know, especially to single moms.
Right.
While we may have had help from, like, my parents helped,
Right.
but they're still not the parent. And
true.
so having a child is so, even just after birth, I remember feeling drained, like completely exhausted.
Okay.
And
In
you're
every
also,
sense of the word.
in
Like,
every sense,
Really?
in
emotionally,
every,
physically, all of it.
mentally,
Yeah, because,
Okay.
like, you have to think, like, your body just went through this whole change. And you
Traumatic.
literally have, it's trauma. Like, childbirth is trauma.
Okay.
Trauma.
Okay.
And nobody really talks about that because they're
Okay.
like, it's so beautiful and it's going to be great. And then, like,
hated it.
you know, you just have this child here that's looking at you like, take care of me. And you're like, how?
Can you give me a minute? Like, I need to get myself together, please.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
not even like a love thing because I loved him.
Right.
I just remember not feeling that feeling that moms talk about. When I laid eyes on him for the first time, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been meant to do forever.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have that.
I didn't either.
And I was just like staring at this baby, like, oh, he's cute. Like, he's mine. And I got to take him home. And I love him. And, like, mother instincts, mine kicked in immediately. So it was
Okay.
like, and when I say that, it's like survival instincts. Like, I have to make sure that he survives and that
Right.
he has everything that he needs.
Right.
But the rest, you're literally, like, just giving of yourself for the first few months because they don't give anything back. They're babies. They can't give anything
Right.
back.
Yeah.
They don't smile at you on purpose. They
Yeah.
don't, like,
say thank you.
they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
They don't sleep when you want them to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
It's the like the first few months.
yeah.
I think what makes it so draining is that exchange that
Yep.
you said. Like, whenever you have a friend or any sort of relationship, like a working relationship
Right.
with anybody, there's a certain amount of expectation of like a give and take, at least a little bit.
Right.
You know,
For sure.
like
Yeah.
with friendship,
With any type
it's
of-
like,
yeah.
you come over here, I come over there, we talk, you talk, we listen. A work relationship, hey, can you do this for me? Oh yeah, sure. Next time,
Right.
oh, I'll do that. And then with a newborn, it's all 150%
You
give.
giving to
and
them.
the whole time you're wondering, am I doing this right? Is this kid gonna come out okay? Like, it's just layers and layers and layers of
Okay.
existential crisis.
I need one of y'all to answer this one. Either one of y'all. What is the best present you ever received, and like why?
Well, okay, so mine's gonna sound really dumb and kind of superficial,
There's
I
no
guess.
dumb
It's not
question.
gonna sound
I don't think it's
But
dumb.
it was the meaning behind it. Was like the the message behind it. One year, I think we were in high school. My sister got me an iPhone, like for the first time, and it was like an earlier generation, but they were still really expensive.
Yeah.
She was working at Macy's, and she was making that grown-up money, and so I can't remember what I was doing at the time, but I remember she got it for me, and she was like, this is because like I know you want to do like business stuff, and she was like, and you can have your email and documents and notes and stuff all on the phone. So she was like, I wanted to get you this iPhone to kind of like help you kickstart that journey of like
That's what's up.
being a businesswoman.
adult.
So
That's
that is always the first thing that pops into my head when someone asks that. But sometimes I'm reluctant to say it because I'm like, oh, the iPhone was my favorite
I
gift.
love
Like
it.
it sounds so dumb.
Okay, Mara. What is one thing you would grab from a tiny house?
One thing I'd grab from a notebook,
A notebook?
like, or
Do you journal a lot?
I do.
Okay.
I need to journal more.
Okay.
So, like, right now my laptop's kind of my notebook. So, like, either my laptop or my phone, whatever,
Right.
like, medium that I have that I'm currently writing in.
Right.
But I would, because losing all that, because I literally jot down, like, so much random stuff that just, like, pops into my head throughout the day. Like, I need something to put my ideas and stuff in. So
Right. I recently journaled. I hadn't journaled for a while, but it's journaling definitely helps, like, in life in general. Because I don't do a good job of like reflecting. Sometimes when I'm like moving forward so fast, I just forget to like reflect. But that's like what journaling does for me. I tried to journal this morning in the car, but like with the car moving and like, it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Yeah. So let's see. We're about 15 minutes in. what's the future for Bob Dfw? I believe you guys we already talked about it, but I don't catch you on the rebound.
I would say the future is
Lots.
more events for sure.
Right.
That's kind of where our heart is, because I
Mhm.
think connecting the community means connecting the community with these businesses. So you
Right.
have to have face-to-face events, and
True.
you know, we want to help out with community outreach, connecting them with schools in the area, some mentorship programs,
Okay.
and back-to-school events. We want to do a Bob Market in
Okay.
Fort Worth.
Kind of like how they do in Dallas.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
the Dallas Farmers Market, but like,
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. We're going to speak it to existence.
It's gonna happen.
And eventually we'd like to do like scholarship program kind of things
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
Probably much further down the road. But,
Right.
but at some point.
In
Yeah.
classes, like we've talked about training sessions. So like
Okay.
between the two of us, we probably have 15 plus years in customer service,
Okay.
at least 5 to 6 years plus with food service.
Okay.
And, you know, I feel like that's kind of one of those things that a lot of people don't really want to talk about in the Black community is customer service and training. And, you know, sometimes we have these great ideas, and they may be a great idea, and you just want to start your business, but there's still somewhat of a foundation
Right.
that we need to get to. And having grace, somebody put it on our page about having grace with each other. Customers having grace with the business, and businesses having grace with the customer. But, you know, we want to be kind of that middleman to help them get to the point when there's like this national standard of service that everybody expects.
Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Let's be honest, it's Chick-fil-A.
It
My
is.
pleasure.
Chick-fil-A.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a national standard, and if you're way below here,
Yeah.
but the quality of your product is up here, it's not going to
It
matter.
don't matter.
Right. And
So.
it's already hard enough to try and get people to support Black-owned businesses
Right.
because one thing goes wrong and they go, oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm just not going
Sure.
to do it anymore. And it's like,
And then they
True.
blast them all over social media
Right,
too, and it's
yeah.
like, why can't we help one another? You know?
right. So I think
Mm.
that would definitely help sort of kind of like almost evening the playing field when it comes to that customer service aspect. Because
Okay.
it's like if a customer has a complaint or has something that they feel like is going wrong and it's handled in a way that they don't like unfortunately, that's that'll
to
dead.
me,
Yeah.
in my experience, like I just went to a restaurant today, and like the guy who took my order, he was just like, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
And it's
right.
just it's something that small, but it was just like
Right.
if it was like, "Oh, what do you want?"
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
detail, and it kind of made me want to leave, but the food was really good.
Right.
Right. and not everybody's like that. You know,
Yeah.
some people will come to try out a new place and
Mhm.
they'll be either greeted like
Yeah.
nonchalantly, like they don't care, or you know, service will be bad and they'll be like, yeah, the food was good, but
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
of the reason people like go out to eat is because they want the full experience of
Okay.
going out to eat
And choosing where your money's going. You know,
Yeah.
that's so important, because like there was a restaurant in Fort Worth that
Okay.
Daniel, my brother, had taken me to.
Okay.
And it was a while back, but it was a Black-owned restaurant. Food was fire.
Okay.
Like, it was so good. But I remember going in with him, and it was in kind of a upscale area.
Okay.
And so I remember having our food and everything, and then looking at him afterwards, I was like, Daniel, I was like, this restaurant's probably not going to last a year.
Mm.
And I was like, and it's not because their food's not great. I was like, and the concept is great, but being in the area that they are in and the service that they're affluent. Exactly. And being in that area that they are in
Yeah.
and providing the type of service that they're providing, it's not going to last.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to see.
Yeah.
But that's why we want to be able to, you know, I mean, you have to approach it in a way that it's not going to offend people,
Mhm.
but just we want to be able to help them. Like, hey, we saw this. We have some suggestions on how we could make this better
That's cool.
and improve it.
That's cool. I like that. So you're basically saying that we could treat each other better.
Yes.
Definitely our customers.
Yes.
People that's trying to spend
Yeah.
money with us.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Finish the sentence. I binge watch blank.
Well, I recently finished binge watching Downton Abbey.
Okay. No, I don't know what that is. What's
It's
that
like
about?
it's a show about this like English family in the early 1900s.
Okay. Like Bridgerton?
Kind of like, yeah, it's like the original Bridgerton.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, kind of like
Oh.
it was on KERA
Okay.
like 10 years ago. Like it came out in like 2012.
Okay.
And it's just, yeah, kind of like stuff that they go through, and like they have like maids and stuff, you know, that live. It's like a big
Castle. type
castle
thing.
kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
It's really addicting.
Oh,
Downtown Abbey. I will give it a pilot watch.
Okay.
That means I watch one episode.
I binge watched recently. I don't know if I can talk about the show that I just binge watched, but
Is
it's
it
Sex
dirty?
Life on Netflix.
I saw that.
I've heard about it, but I've never
was-
seen it.
Is
I
it
mean,
soft porn? Somebody said it
it's
was a little soft
practically
porn.
it's practically soft porn.
It is?
What's it about?
It's like about
Is
this
it like actual like storyline?
Yeah,
or-
there's a storyline. So
Oh.
it's like this woman who is, which I thought was interesting. And so just to give you like a little bit more background on me, I went to school for film. I didn't finish, but
Okay.
that was like my passion.
Really?
'Cause I love to write, and like my dream is still to like do film. But so I'm really critical of the stuff that I watch.
She talks about movies that she wants to make all the time, and they're really
Yeah?
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I do. Yeah.
I love movies.
Me.
Okay, who your favorite director? Your favorite director?
I love Tarantino.
Yeah.
I
You can't
mean,
really
like,
go wrong with
and
him.
I hate that, like, because I feel like that's just an obvious answer.
But
when
he's
people
that
ask, but
good.
it, like
Like, he's that
he's
good.
just really that good. You know, there's some
Django.
movies. Man.
I watched Django 5 times. The first time I ever saw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Tarantino film all the way through.
What?
you're gonna watch Django. Django's a black superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's like a black superhero romance. Like
Exactly.
it's amazing.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Tarantino.
I don't know. I heard like
cool.
mixed reviews.
On Django.
Yeah, so I was like, and I'm a rom-com girl.
Are you a rom-com?
She
Yeah,
is. She
I
has to
am.
convince me to watch some of those movies. Sometimes I'm like,
Rom-coms
Yes,
are
I'll watch
hard.
it.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. They're so hard. But they actually are good if you can make it to the end.
some of if that
I hate movies where I feel like I can tell what's going to happen.
Thank
in the
you.
movie. Like Tyler
That's-
Perry movies.
Well,
Man.
well, okay, yeah. But, like, if you go into watching a rom-com with the mindset of, like, this is just, like, a lighthearted,
Okay.
fun, cute movie,
Right.
you don't have to, like, really think about it.
no
It's
expectations.
not heavy.
Yeah,
It's not,
yeah,
like,
it's not
movie.
heavy.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I'm, like, drawn to rom-coms because I'm like, my life is rough enough. I don't need to watch people dying or people, like, going
Yeah.
through shit. I
Some
think
hard slavery
yeah,
movies.
Man.
I don't want it. I don't want
You don't want it?
No, like
Okay.
I've, you know, we
We-
went.
Yeah, we talk about like how
What?
we love pieces that are centered in different eras,
Okay.
but with black people, but without us being oppressed
Yes.
or in
Yeah.
slavery. Like,
That's what
can we
I
just
want.
see? Like,
I
Like
was
some
so mad
something that
about
is
Lovecraft.
happy.
right? Yes, Lovecraft. Did you watch
Did you
Lovecraft
watch Lo-
Country?
It was kind of weird. I watched
Cancel
the,
Downton. Cancel Downton. Don't.
You know they just canceled that show.
We know season 2.
Yeah.
which
Okay.
we are
Go.
offended. But
Yeah, I'm.
So that's a good
I
show.
hate to like introduce you to this show now
Yeah.
that it's gonna be canceled,
Right.
Yeah.
but you have to watch
Okay.
Lovecraft Country.
Country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because it is. It's like sci-fi, but it's also like
Adventure.
timepiece.
Mystery.
and,
like
like-
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Like a
it's so
period
good.
piece. Yeah, that's what
My
I'm
mom,
looking
you're
for.
like the third person to say that, so I have to check it out.
It's good.
Yeah, scratch
Okay.
Downton Abbey.
But I feel like I still have to explain myself with sex life. So sex
Okay.
life.
Okay, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Give it to
because
us. Give it
I
to
want to
us.
hear this too. Like,
So it's this woman who is like, she's married,
Okay.
has a happy relationship, seems like the perfect marriage or whatever, right?
Okay.
She's got 2 kids, and she starts journaling, and she's journaling on her laptop. I have issues with how this went, but anyway, so she starts journaling on her laptop. Her husband finds it, and she's talking about her ex, who's like the one that got away in her mind, kind of.
Ooh.
But
See, I don't want to. I would hate to be the husband, and she's still thinking about this.
Yeah.
that's so sad.
Well,
Right?
and they've like, but the thing is, it's interesting enough because like it's been a year since she had her last baby, or 18 months or something like that, and her husband hasn't really touched her since then. And so it's kind of centered around the fact that like their sexual relationship within their marriage is like off kilter.
Okay.
And so she's reminiscing about these sexual relationships that she used to have, specifically with this one person in graphic detail in her journal.
Yikes.
So that is why it's like softcore porn. But
Is it like as she's writing it, like you hear her like narrating it?
in
or
some pieces, but it's
does
like
it,
she's
like,
living
flashbacks?
It does flashbacks. Yeah.
That's where the softcore.
That's where the
comes
softcore
in.
porn comes in.
Okay.
But it's interesting just because, like, you can see, because a lot of marriages, think about marriage today, like, a lot of marriages don't last because kids get in the way, or, like, I've had friends that are, and not to get, like, too much into the sex talk, but, like, sex, I feel like, is part of mental health, especially if you're in a relationship with someone. And a lot of my married friends are like, we're lucky if we do it once a week. And I'm like, oh. Like,
my.
really? I was like, is that what I have to look forward to? Like, honestly, like,
That's really
that's
depressing.
right.
It's because of kids.
Because of life and kids
work,
and responsibility. And I think it just kind of
trains
becomes
you.
this, like, afterthought. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something that they strive to do anymore because they have all this other stuff that becomes more important.
They have to plan it. It seems like that.
I've heard of that, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's totally fine.
I mean, like, I
if
feel like
you
it's okay if you
schedule
still-
it.
If
But I
it's
mean,
still
like,
fun.
Yeah, like you can still make it fun if you schedule it, but like if there are times where like
yeah.
it's not scheduled, you know, and you just want to go for it, like that's fine too.
Hey.
Like
Honey,
if you
it's
can
5
schedule
o'clock.
time to cry, you can schedule
Right.
time to have sex.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So everybody check out Sex Life.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on
It
Netflix.
is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like the
Oh.
first thing that
Yeah.
come up when you get
It's
on
like
Do you
Netflix.
7 or
see
8
stuff?
episodes. You see stuff. There's one particular TikTok that went around about, like, that's the only reason. So that's why I started watching it.
We all grown in here. We all
So I
grown.
started watching it because there was this TikTok that went around, and they were talking about how, like, episode 3, there's
I'm like, wait, write this down.
I don't have the exact shower time. There was like a shower scene, and the husband and this ex are like standing in the shower together. They're not doing anything with each other. They're just like in the shower together, and the husband's like turns around to see like what the ex got going on, and apparently the ex did not have a stand-in model for what he was presenting to the world. He had a
So
big
it's
dick.
the husband.
She was like, she said.
I just had to say it.
Yo.
Yeah, we're grown. I'm
We
an
all
adult.
grown.
I'm
We
an
all
adult.
grown.
It's fine.
Yo.
It's
Alright.
fine.
We all grown.
He did.
So
It
don't
was-
watch that show when my son is still.
Do
This
not.
is not a kid.
This is
Heard.
not
Okay, okay,
kid-friendly.
okay, okay.
Heard.
Okay.
It's a split second. If you blink, you'll miss it. But,
But if you pause it, it's forever.
Oh Lord. Single mamas up in here, man. If y'all, okay, if y'all could go to dinner with any one person, who would it be? Just one person.
dead or alive?
Dead or alive? Yeah.
My
yeah.
grandma.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
She was like the best person I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
So just being able to have one more dinner with her,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's up?
I would say either my dad or my grandma.
For real?
Yeah.
Trying to think who I would say. There's so many people. Maybe like Michael Jackson.
That'd be
I just
fun.
want to just like, what was your life like? I would
Yeah.
just really want to know, like, 'cause I just feel like he didn't live a normal life at all.
I would do Prince.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
Prince is so good.
Yeah.
Because
Do you like
it's
Prince?
really cool.
Are you a fan?
Yeah, I
of
love Prince. Yeah.
I've heard some Prince. Do you watch the Chappelle Show? It's a lot of Prince. It's a lot of Prince stories on the
Yeah.
Chappelle Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you notice about a person?
Their eyes.
Eyes?
I'm an eyes person. Like,
Okay.
and then I know it's cliche, but like eyes are the window to the soul.
They are.
And I legit feel like I'd like to pride myself in saying I have like good discernment about people for the most
What does
part.
discernment mean?
So
I just heard that the other day, and I was like, I think I know what it means.
It's like, have you ever met somebody? It's like your intuition.
Right.
So you ever meet
Okay, so
somebody?
intuition.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like you just have a feeling, like you don't even know why you don't like this person, but you just know that y'all aren't gonna mesh.
Right.
And
From their eyes.
from their eyes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like, and if you won't look me in the eye,
Yeah.
then that, I mean,
That's true.
sometimes if you're shy, like I get it, but some people just won't and they can't do it. And
Okay.
that's like a big kind of flag to me.
Okay.
I think I notice like how people talk to me. I don't know if that
Yeah.
sounds weird, but like,
Mm.
and like body language too.
Body language is really, really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if someone's sort of like excited, like I guess if they like match energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, you know, this is that, and they're like, hey, cool, nice to meet you, like, okay, that's cool. But if they're kind of like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to be like
So excited.
like bubbly or you know like bubbly or anything, but like I don't know, just like especially if you're like meeting somebody for the first time,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I feel like you could have like a certain level of like
Yeah. Just like
cordiality. Is that
Yeah.
a word?
okay.
Cordial.
Best concert
Cordial.
y'all ever attended. Best concert.
I haven't been to that many concerts.
For real?
Yeah. My first concert was an NSYNC concert.
Hey, I used to rock with NSYNC. What?
Me too. That was
And
probably
the
my
Backstreet
favorite.
Boys?
Yeah.
That was a time. That was like, they was beefing.
Yeah,
That's like a
I was
thing.
team NSYNC.
I was
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. I don't
Actually-
even know. Why was I listening to that? I'm black. Like, what? Was it
I
no
mean-
black boy bands back then?
There were,
I
but
guess it
like
was-
they kind of faded out real quick, didn't
Yeah,
they? B2K.
It was, it wasn't like
Yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah,
like
nah.
it's
Yeah.
not like you could have heard it anywhere. But NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were
Yeah.
everywhere.
But I think
And
the
Spice Girls.
best
Spice Girl.
concert that I went to was the Eagles and Chris Stapleton, and that was recent.
Okay.
And it was mainly because I was like sitting in a suite and could enjoy it. I don't like crowds,
You don't like
so
crowds.
I am not one of those
You would
people.
not prefer to sit in the front.
I don't want people touching me. Like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working. I don't like hugs either, but that's a whole other discussion.
Okay.
Even though he's like slightly problematic now, I would
Ooh.
say Justin Timberlake.
Is he problematic now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
he basically built his solo career with
Black culture.
black culture, black backup singers, black band, a
Did he
black
turn his back
sound,
he turned
and
his
then
back
he
on-
was real silent last year, and he's been real silent, and you know, yeah, he's basically not, you know, given flowers where they're due.
That's tough.
Um,
Didn't know that.
but
Yeah.
this was before
This is
Before.
before
okay.
everything kind of, and that new album that he had, like
Well,
Man
like
of
Man
the
in the
Woods.
Woods.
Yeah.
Hey, but that 2020 though.
Yeah, that was the concert I went to.
See?
Yeah, that was the
Hey.
concert I went
Yeah.
to. It was me and my
That was
sister,
nice.
and we had floor seats. And not only, you know, the album was really, really
That
good,
was good.
but just the stage setup, like
The whole
lighting,
experience. Oh,
the
yeah.
whole
No doubt.
experience was
No doubt.
top notch. It was really good. Yeah.
Okay, so I say this thing, and this is like my motto, and then we can like close out, and I'll let y'all say whatever you guys want to say about Bob Dfw. But this is like my piece about like mental health. It's like nobody want to hear about mental health, but that's okay. Lost in the lifestyle, where's the exit out the maze? But they act like I don't say nothing. So you face what's in the mirror, what's leaving is always coming. So really, what's the point of running? Get it off your chest. It hurts dealing with stress. Make your next move the best, and then go and deal with the rest. And if you think you're starting to lose people or things, just think for a second about trees that shed leaves, go bare in the winter just to bloom in the spring. Got to remind yourself to cry because it's fundamental to grieve. But nobody want to hear about mental health, but that's okay. So yeah, that's my piece. That's my piece about
I love it.
mental health. What else could I say, man? I don't know. I like to have fun. I like to have like talks. I love people to just kind of like just get off their chest whatever they've been dealing with throughout the week, year, whatever. You never know what like anybody is dealing with. So like we catch you on a rebound. I just like to give people like a voice and like a place to just kind of come comfortably be themselves, like be adults, but like still have fun, like we just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if there's anything that you guys kind of want to say in closing, kind of give you the floor.
Like in terms of like personal or
Whatever.
Bob of DFW.
Oh,
I
personal,
mean-
whatever.
We've got our podcast coming out in September.
Hold on, I think I remember. Wait. It's life sucks, coconut oil helps, or something like that.
Yeah,
Life
life
happens.
happens. Coconut oil helps.
Okay, there we go. See, I
Coconut
remember
Oil
it.
podcast.
I remember it. Okay, tell us about that one.
So, Coconut Oil Podcast
Okay.
is going to be the way that we saw it. Like when we get together and we talk,
Right.
we heal.
Okay.
So, since coconut oil has like healing properties and all these health benefits, that was kind of where we went with the name of it. And so we just hope that people heal from hearing us the way that we heal from talking.
Okay. Can we get a coconut oil brand? Can we get some coconut oil?
Can you get some coconut
Yeah,
oil?
you should make
coconut
your
oil
own
brand?
coconut oil.
Oh, we
Oh,
You
you
see
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
yeah.
we
I
can do
see
that.
where
I
I'm
don't
going
hate
with
I
that.
see
that.
where
I
you're
don't
going
hate
with
that.
that.
You was the one that was trying to make baby food. Like, make your own coconut oil. You see
But
what
that
I'm saying?
failed, remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay.
But the
But we
coconut
didn't
oil
do
wouldn't be
that.
as bad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I would say that for this, like for coconut oil, for us, it's going to be really big for us, like coming out of our shell. I would say that both of us are kind of shy,
Really?
surprisingly enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say don't be shy. I would say this because I'm naturally shy. I was a terrible speaker. I took a speech class in college, and I was an athlete, so people kind of just expected athletes to not want to do anything in the class, and I was just like, I don't know whatever. I think the professor was black. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna be the best student, just because. And then I just started to love it, and I'm naturally I'm shy naturally, but now I just that one moment I was just like, I just want to be the best because he's black.
Yeah.
Is that racist? Does that make me racist?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. I would just definitely say to not be shy.
Yeah.
Just glow.
We're working
what I
on
mean?
it. It's going to
Yeah.
be,
It's
Yeah.
part of the process.
yeah, it's going to be a stretch for us. Like I think I mentioned last time, I wrote our intro song, and
Okay.
that in itself is a step for me
Really?
to put something that I've written kind of
Yeah.
out there. And I haven't decided if I'm singing it yet or I'm going to get somebody else to do it, but
You can sing too.
sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, man. I encourage it, man. I appreciate you too for coming here. Like you guys said, y'all talking, y'all heal. I feel like I healed in this conversation,
Oh,
so I appreciate y'all coming out. And
that's so sweet.
I'm serious, y'all. But yeah, this has been Catch You on the Rebound, and we out.